Not a great day yesterday for the latest Kurtspiracy.
Yeah, I gotta take the L.
It's all good. We all take them.
Yeah.
I'm still taking the Cam Newton one.
Yeah,
I was rooting for you, though, Curtis.
I know. It looked so promising in mid-May,
Yep.
or April, whatever the hell the month was. But yes.
Maybe somehow the message from Adam Silver didn't make it all the way to the officials.
Yeah.
Right?
This was my Bay of Pigs.
Yeah.
Or they heard Curtis was on to them, and they said, nope,
Right.
Yeah, okay, make this happen.
X-nay, no more.
Oh, you got next year, though, because Giannis got to land somewhere, so the Lakers would be a perfect
Well, that's
fit.
what Adam Silver is working on this morning, is somehow manipulating Giannis to the Lakers, and then this won't happen. But LeBron James and the Lakers eliminated.
Yeah.
And we will actually hear what the King had to say after being unceremoniously bounced from the NBA playoffs when we get to, they said it this morning at about 7:20 or so. Official ruling on the Hillman jinx when it comes to Lucas Giolito.
He looked good.
No, he looked good. I thought he looked. I mean, he looked good. He was cruising through 6, and you
For
know,
a return, I think that's fine.
Had a little hiccup, but he left the game. They were up 6-3. So I mean, 6-0 in the sixth inning. You kind of like, oh, this is a game that the Sox should win, but
they did not.
No,
they gave that one away.
Yeah.
I mean, you're right. You're up 6-0, and it's the sixth inning. You ought to be able to roll through and close out. But they were not.
But he looked good, though. I think that's the takeaway from it. Like, all right, if he can continue to, like you said, Courtney's first one back, if he can continue that, and you're starting pitching, you obviously feel good about it, and then it's just really figuring out the bullpen.
Right.
That's the biggest thing.
That was a bad one, though. You're going to take the series. You're going to possibly sweep today.
Yeah.
You go to 4 games over. Now you're back to 2 games over. But, hey, that's baseball, Greg.
Yes.
We're on to May.
Now we watch May, and we end up seeing what the splits are in May.
Right. And then at the end of the month, everybody says we don't know anything until Memorial Day. And then it's the trade deadline. And before you know it, pitchers and catchers are going.
Yeah. I mean, honestly... But I was so guilty of this. Remember when we were whining about the Dodgers and about how far over the cap they were and how unfair that was going to be? And their Dodgers are like 500 in their last 20. So I don't know. You can't until you get to July. You can't figure anything out when it comes to Major League Baseball.
They're good enough where they should be in the hunt for a playoff spot. That's what we should be.
You mean Red Sox?
Yeah, the Red Sox. They should be in a hunt for the playoffs, for a playoff spot. Whether they're, close enough to win the division, who knows? But they should be a team that's fighting for a wild card spot.
Greg, do you think that the Red Sox would be better this year if Cora sent the players an email every day? It said an affirmation.
Can you clear something up, by the way?
Yes.
When I was talking about Her Majesty, Meghan Markle, during my lead yesterday, and
I just curtsied.
Her intention to send emails, loving emails to her children every single day.
I have full body chills right now.
A couple texters had suggested they thought you were doing that, but I don't remember you saying that on this show, Curtis.
No,
Okay.
So that was Jessica created a Instagram account that was just for us, for James to have a picture a day. So it was like I don't know if it stopped, but basically we did that. But no, nothing of the sort regarding an email a day. That would be something that I would unsubscribe to. Like when you're 13, what are you going to do? Sit down and read 4,000 emails?
Yeah.
What is the relevance of it?
For me, we talked about this yesterday. But the nice thing, if you're doing it, you don't need to announce it to the world as if it is the single greatest achievement of mankind.
Right.
And also, I don't we don't have time for it, but did you happen to see the rest of at a latter part of that podcast interview where she talks about how difficult her day is because it takes her a couple hours sometimes when she doesn't have a meeting in the morning to drop her kids off at school.
Yeah,
Did you happen to hear that?
Well, she's so tone deaf because it's like she talks about how she's got nannies. Each child has a nanny, and oh gosh, she has to spend 2 hours in the car dropping.
Wait, just one nanny per child?
I believe one.
Well, that's awful.
Yeah,
I don't know how she deals with that.
2 hours, LA traffic.
But then there was more that came out yesterday, like that Prince William is planning on stripping her of her title once he becomes king because she's still using HRH in her correspondence.
Well, she's using her Royal Highness. When it comes to selling her fresh jam on her website. On her website.
I do kind of want to try it.
Oh,
she sells fresh.
It's got to be good.
Yeah, Courtney, it's like $97 for a bottle of raspberry preserves. Like, you don't have to try it.
You get it for $2.99 in the grocery store.
But she's like basically online going, oh yay, buy Her Majesty's jam.
I have a question for the room.
Yes.
Given the events of this week, who would you rather be married to? Her Royal Highness or Jordan Hudson?
Well, I said yesterday in your absence that I feel like Jordan may have surpassed Meghan Markle when it comes to the most egregious gold digger in the history of gold diggers.
I'm not talking about this.
This story just gets better and better.
Bill has no issue.
Hey, shout out to Bill for helping her build her real estate portfolio.
Oh my God! Yeah, so that
I know Toledo should state Bill.
That to me is that's the most amazing thing. If you missed it, Jordan, Bill Belichick's girlfriend, has a real estate portfolio that is currently valued at $9 million.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, I'm sure she got a little help from the boyfriend, but that's not bad. How long they been together? 3 years, I guess, or something like that.
They just had their third New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
College cheerleader who's still in college, building a real estate portfolio. Pretty smart.
Yeah.
If that's the case, if she was building it before Bill.
It is wild when you think about the family dynamic, though. We keep talking about the kids and how the kids must be feeling watching this all play out. And while none of the actual blood relatives have said anything, Jen Belichick on it again, commenting on Julian Edelman's podcast.
But think about what Bill is doing to his son here. We all believed that part of the thing that Bill Belichick wanted, should he get an NFL job, was having the opportunity to name a successor, which would be Steven. Now, is there any chance in hell that North Carolina is going to say, let's stick with the Belichicks? That's probably why Jenny is pissed that she went there. They were at Washington. He was the D coordinator. He was out of his dad's shadow. Wiggy says he had a pretty good year coordinating that defense. Now you're at North Carolina, and this has become Sideshow Bill.
And this is interesting. We can get, I don't know if anybody's getting to it during their lead, but Ted Johnson yesterday during the afternoon show on this radio station said they ought to fire Bill because of this. I don't know how you
Why
feel
would they do that?
Well,
I mean, I get it. Like, she's all in his business, but that's not a fireable offense.
He didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, she's all in his business. So what? She runs his Bill Belichick production company. It's really about what he does on the field, wins and losses, right? Because if they don't do well, aren't people going to say the reason why they didn't do well because Bill Belichick wasn't focused?
He was distracted,
right,
with Jordan.
Right, and then you can make the argument, all right, maybe we got the wrong guy, and part of it being because Jordan is all over North Carolina. That's when we're going to really judge him based on coaching. Right now, I think we're judging him on, like, wait a second, this is the guy who could walk in a room and have everybody, like, standing at attention, grown men players, and, like, here's how we do things, do your job. And now he's basically out there, putting up photo shoots of airplanes and fishermen, mermaids.
Well, speaking of mermaids, I will say he is, and it's probably going to be a part of the $9 million real estate empire, but he is building her a beautiful place on Nantucket currently.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
In Sconset. Wow. It's not, they have the family compound in Sconset, and then he is building her a beautiful mansion, which the locals refer to as the Mer Mansion, Curtis, for the mermaid.
Is he creating a real life White Lotus?
But it's not on the compound, to be clear.
It's just outside.
Okay.
It's another piece of land that he had purchased. It's compound adjacent.
Okay.
And it's compound forward.
It's not that big either. So, I mean.